afternoon, listeners of our business talk show here directly from YouTube channel International Business Relations. Today we have a special guest, Lipe Borges. Hello, Lipe. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Natalia. Actually, it's my pleasure. Thank you for this invitation, this opportunity to talk, and yeah, I'm looking forward for this great conversation.
So, Lipe, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? How long you've been here, United States, and about a little bit about your career background.
Yeah, of course. Well, I came from Minas Gerais, Brazil. So it's the southeast of Brazil, and I came from the hills close to the waterfalls. That's the landscape that that I was familiar with, that where I grew up. And I moved to US in 2019, and I arrived here on Cape Cod in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic times. So, um, about my career, I'm a photographer and also a capoeirista. I mean, it's kind of hard because both of them, photography and capoeira, are also my hobbies. And
Mm-hmm.
now I have this opportunity to make my hobby as my way to make my life, So, uh, in Brazil, back in the days, I used to run a photography studio in my city in Sete
Uh-huh.
Lagoas, also a photography school. During 7 years, I was running this business there, and it's funny. The fun part of this story is just because I started my profession as a photographer at the same time that I started my capoeira dive in, you know what I mean? Studying capoeira and get connected with capoeiristas. So, yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. And you also for the photography part, you also have been connected and rooted here in Cape Cod with your photography. Can you tell us a little bit about the work that you have done as a photographer here in Cape Cod? Because it's great that because it's for us our listeners to know that you've been here since 2019 in the United States, so 5 years, and you are continuing the same profession from Brazil. So you are being able to continue to be a photographer and capoeirista in a foreign country. And you are fluent in English.
Oh,
So this is
getting there.
amazing to see that. And I would like you to talk a little bit about how you were able to engage as a photographer and a capoeirista and be fluent in 5 years.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, first of all, it was not every. I mean, when I first arrived here, I was really completely open to learn and whatever shows to my life. I mean, I was really open, curious about what I can do and what I can learn. And I consider myself a really curious person. That's why I'm in Capoeira. My nickname is Curioso, which means
Uh-huh.
curious. And I really love the opportunity that I have working as a painter. I start work as a painter in nursing home, and in this job, I was traveling all over the place. I lived a little bit in Nebraska, in Pennsylvania, Georgia, and then I end up in Virginia, West Virginia, Florida. So, anyways, it brought me a lot of amazing opportunities to learn different things. And um, when I left Brazil, I was I had my studio, I had my school, and I really need a break for a camera.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like super overwhelmed with all of this, and I really need a fresh start. And but every time that I was working the construction area, I was really thinking about the projects that I really have a passion about. I really love about portraits. I always dreamed to work as a documentarist in the photography universe. So I was kind of flirting with this, and I also, after this moment that I was working as in the painting industry, I I started to be trained for to be a sushi chef. So I changed my career, and it was another incredible opportunity that I have in my life because I met so many incredible people. My boss, the chef that I work with, he's a great mentor, you know. But in the end, I since 2023, I start to get much more involved with photography. Actually, in 2022, I start to shooting some performance of the people that I live with. I live in a Brazilian community with artists, and they run this program called Movimento.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
nice project you're involved in.
Yes, no, that's amazing. Leda Moana, she's the choreographer, and Dave Gianitelli as well. He's a choreographer, and both are dancers. And every time that he was performing, I was shooting, and I start to okay, I kind of I feel like ready to go back for this universe. You know what I mean? To photography, and I end up having a really amazing opportunity because I was in 2023. I was I got this fellowship by the Cordial Y, Cordial Y program. So they just embraced me as an artist in a way that I really appreciate.
And just for our listeners, so the Kodo Eye is an art gallery, right?
Yeah, the Cordial Y is a non-profit and also a art gallery, and they are really shaping the art community here in Hyannis. So Anastasia Pachela and Mary George, they are doing a really great job in the art scenery here. So they created this program called the Futurescape Code and Creative Futurescape Code, and they have like 8 artists. They gave us a studio, um, and a salary and a mentor to develop our personal projects. So it was a dream for me because I was getting paid to do whatever I wanted with photography. You know what I mean? When I was working in Brazil, I always has this. I always had to work in the commercial field, so shooting wedding photography and also um, all kind of photography. And I was really impassioned about this documentary photography. So that was amazing to have this opportunity to focus in what I really love. You know what I mean?
So
So
what was your project during the course?
yes, oh that's interesting because I end up putting together one project that I was shooting for pretty much 10 years in the Amazon River in Peru. So that's interesting because I had this amazing opportunity to go to the Amazon River with more than 100 clowns, with also Patch Adams. I don't know if you're familiar with Patch Adams. Patch Adams is the guy who created this idea of clowns in hospitals.
Uh-huh.
Um, so we have this movie about him called Patch Adams, Laughers Contagious,
Uh-huh.
and this movie is about this guy's life. So 2013 was the first time that I went to this program in called Festival de Belém, and I met Patch Adams in person and more 100 clowns for everywhere. And we go for this community to support, to bring art, to bring healthy, to it's a magical it's a magical thing. So anyways, I've been in this project in 2013, 2016, 2017, and I was always shooting. I was documenting what was going on there. I was doing some portraits, which is something that I really appreciate. And with this opportunity, with the Cordial Y program, in the Creative Futurescape Code, I was able to take time to take a look at these pictures, and I end up organizing and designing and elaborating a magazine called the Humanitarian Clown. So it's not 100% done because it was a 12 weeks program, But it was brilliant to be able to sit down and focus in what I really was dreaming for a long time. So yeah,
That's amazing. That's amazing that
thank
you
you.
were able to put that start that project
Yes.
and being paid for and having mentors
Yeah.
to help you. And it seems that that course that you took with Kodo I, with all that support, you ended up leaving your job as a sushi chef, and now you are full time artist.
That's so cool that we having this conversation because that's this year right now, this month actually, it's the exactly month that I'm completely full time in photography. I just quit my
All your part
completely.
times.
Yeah, I was in the part time sushi yet. So right now I just had this. I realized that I'm able to do that. You know what I mean? So capoeira, it's going so amazingly in my life. Photography is going so cool. After this program, the Creative Futurescape Code for Artists, I also this year in 2024, I also got the fellowship of the Futurescape Code to be a artist teacher. So they gave me all the support to teach photography as well.
Wow.
It was amazing. And
So from a student, you became a teacher
yes,
in the same gallery. That's awesome. Same
yeah,
program.
yeah. And the thing is, um, I really love teaching. As my talking about my background as
Mhm.
uh, I used to run this photography school. I used to teach a lot, and I really connect with this idea of the education. I really like. I really. It's so incredible for me that we can transform someone's life. You know what I mean? By your what you're sharing. You know?
So Lip, you we are bilingual, right?
Yes.
You are bilingual. Your first language is Portuguese, and your
Yes.
second language is English. These photography classes that you are doing at Kodo I, are they primary in English, or are you also making available in Portuguese for someone that is limited English speaker?
Oh, that's a great question. The first time that I was teaching photography in the Cordial, we did trilingual actually. I
Trilingual.
trilingual. I'm sorry, trilingual. Yeah. So we offered for the community to be in Portuguese, Spanish, or English, and we end up doing in English because that was the audience, and this was uh I, not a perfectly, but a short course for the summertime, the summer program last year, the Cordial Y Learning Lab. So it was super cool, and this year I end up doing that in English because I offering for the community in English pretty much because I really wanted to see if I was able to teach something in English as I had a mentor as my backup and to support me and to, because it's a lot of technical things to explain,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really interested to see how it would go. So yeah. And one more thing, Natalia, because this year I also the Cordial I opened so many doors for me, and after I got this fellowship, this 2 years fellowship, the um, Creative Futures Cape Cod, I also was approved for the Arts Foundation Cape Cod as creative exchange. This is another program, another fellowship that I was approved, and also completely changed my life. So I was I had the support with mentors. I also was getting paid for it, and I was introduced for the art community here a lot. And now, for example, I have Julia Cumes, which is a great photographer here, and she is also a great mentor, and we are collaborating in a lot of projects together. So, anyways, I just would like to acknowledge about how how important this all these programs are, because I couldn't do it without support. You know what I mean?
And it's amazing that you immigrated here 5 years ago.
Yes.
You moved into an art community space, and you're able to apply and find out about these programs and these fellowships that have been helping you to become a full-time artist in Cape Cod with all these supports. And this is so inspiring for our listeners to hear that it is when you go after your dream in another country, you can continue your dream in a foreign country.
Yeah.
If you go after and engage in a community that you are in, like you have done. And it's amazing to see your work. And
Thank you.
and so Lipe, I I met Lipe through Antonia and Anastasia from Koryo I. So Antonia, she's the director of the Hyannis Public Library. And she's also part of the group Movimento that Lipe is also part of, which
Yes.
they um, do some theater performance of
Contemporary dance, pretty
contemporary
much.
dance.
Yes.
Um, and he did an expo of his work at the Hyannis Public Library Brazilian event last year in October.
Yes.
And this year in September on the launch of the Brazilian Art Festival. So it was amazing. And you were expoing your photography, your portraits, which is very touching.
No,
Like
thank you.
his photos, you can feel the feeling of the people that he photographed. Like you can see all the emotions. It's so powerful. And you also were performing capoeira. So let's talk about your second big project, capoeira. So he's capoeirista, Lipe O Curioso. Tell us about the project of capoeira that you launched at the Art Brazilian Festival at the Hyannis Public Library.
Yeah, great. Well, first of all, we have to explain a little bit what capoeira is,
Yes,
because
please. Yes.
I really think that not everybody knows about it, but capoeira is a Afro-Brazilian fight dance, because and create because that's the point. Capoeira was created by enslaved people from Africa in Brazilian soil, and they couldn't fight. They couldn't. That's a martial art type of thing. So they have to disguise that they, oh no, we are the only dancing, you know. So capoeira is and what just amazes me is just because capoeira is one of the only martial arts that are guided by music. And I still remember the very first time that I went to a capoeira class, and um, I said, "Hey, mom, I really want to do that." I was a teenager, and my mom just said, "Oh no, it better you go for the English class or study English." But capoeira, it's not for. It's kind. They have a lot of prejudice on capoeira, so she couldn't see a future for someone who would wanna play capoeira. It's cause it's thing for um how can I say, troublemakers, no?
Oh, okay.
And yeah, because the history of capoeira, it's kind of hard. But anyways, when I was 28, I started capoeira again. I started doing capoeira, and I remember the very first time that I stepped in a capoeira class, and the energy is so incredible, and all this ancient music and instruments and all this uh rituals, you know what I mean? Capoeira, you play in roda, you have connections. It's a lot of workout, and you have to be prepared about to connect with people and to think fast. So, anyways, capoeira is something that's really connected with who I am right now. Um, I just doing the Brazilian Art Festival in the Hyannis Public Library. I just launched this project that I am so excited about. It's I will mix capoeira, photography, and travel. Three things that I really love. So I start this documentation about capoeira here in New England because I was surprised that I arrived here and I saw a huge community of Brazilian, or not on Brazilians, but people playing capoeira from all over the place, all over the world, and we are together playing capoeira and celebrating life, celebrating friendship. So, and I realized that's a lot of different groups and different people playing capoeira around, and I really want to tell this story, you know. And I launched this project because it was a crowdfund campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and in 2 weeks I reached my goal.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's incredible.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. It was so important for me, Natalia, because I truly believe that capoeira is about community, and for me to validate what I was trying to do, I really had to think, hey, if it's about community, I need the support of the community, you know. And in 2 weeks, I just felt okay. I'm doing the thing that I really have to do here. You know what I mean? And of course, that's not the full project. That's just the beginning. I just for the very my very first step. You know,
Mhm.
but
And so, for our listeners that are listening to us, in case if they're interested to
yeah,
learn more about capoeira, they can contact you if they're interested
yes,
on donating on your project, so you can keep um, documenting about capoeira here in New England and telling the story about capoeira in different forms. I can't wait to see the final project.
yeah, it's gonna be
Um,
cool. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. How they can reach out to you to help you or to learn more about capoeira. I know that you play capoeira, so in case if they're interested on learning how to do capoeira, I have
Yes.
done a few lessons with
Contra Mestre André.
Mestre André,
Hmm.
which is also a good friend of yours that you
Yeah.
play together. So how can our listener reached out?
Well, my main channel for communications is Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I go by um at Lipe Curioso, and you can go to my website as well, www.curiousleap.com. So those are my main contacts. Right now I'm only teaching like some private classes, but Andre is teaching in Hyannis, in Truro, in Orleans, and he has a lot of different um, schedules for teaching capoeira in group. You can definitely reach me out on Instagram, and I will be happy to bring you to our class because I still practicing with Andre as well in capoeira besouro. And yeah, just join us. It's such an amazing opportunity to meet people and to work out and to get some flexibility. You know, capoeira. I really believe that capoeira is it's super close to spread a lot because it's a super powerful and great way for you to connect with yourself and with the others.
Yeah.
That's a great master that he says that capoeira, I mean, capoeira está, it's for the, sorry, uh, capoeira is for the world, like, just like, that's a comparison about how capoeira is big, like yoga is for India and capoeira is is for Brazil. So that's the importance that we have for the capoeira role plays for Brazil. I don't know if it makes sense, but
No, no,
yeah,
yes, it's amazing because it's something that was created in Brazil, and what is amazing about that, um, it was performed by African people in Brazil that were enslaved, and they were trying to free themselves from the owners by
yeah,
fighting martial arts through dance moves, through a circle of dance and a lot of drumming. And
yeah.
as you mentioned, it's amazing because it's the only martial arts played with wonderful music.
Yeah, we have another other type of martial arts, mainly with the roots in Africa as well. But they also do some music. But capoeira is the most spreaded, maybe the one that we most know.
Know about.
Yes,
Yes, which is
yes.
amazing. Some people from the art festival that we had in end of September came up to me and said that they were amazed with your performance.
Oh, thank
That
you.
the performance that they most enjoyed was seeing you playing capoeira,
Oh,
and
thank you.
they were just amazed with the music, the rhythm, the movements that you and your friend performed us. So it's
Carlos MTV, thank you, Carlos.
yeah, so it was amazing, and I wish you well on your projects. I am here to
Okay.
support you, and our listeners, if you're interested about capoeira, look for o Lipe Curioso. It's going to be right here written, so you can contact him on Instagram. He has some great projects:
Thank you.
photography, capoeira, documentaries, many projects. He's growing here on the Cape.
Oh,
He is growing on the Cape. I met him through referrals from Americans. So he's a great artist. I'm very proud of you, and
thank you.
continue to do this great work as you're connecting our community, telling our story through your beautiful photographs, and telling a story of capoeira, which is
Thank
our
you.
Brazilian rooted culture.
Yeah, thank you. I truly appreciate Natalia, and I truly appreciate that we are connected. I think that the main thing is about connection.
Mm-hmm.
So meeting people and exposing yourself and believing in your dreams. So just walk and the path will show up in front of you. So yeah, thank you. I
Yeah,
truly
thank you
appreciate.
so much. And for you listeners, thank you so much for being here. And if you're interested to know more or being part of Bate Papo Sobre Negócios business talk show, please contact me. And also, we have the Latino Business Network that is now meeting once a month. You can just contact me at international business relations at yahoo.com, and I can send you all the programming and the information of all of the business events that we are organizing for the next months. Thank you, Lipi, for being here with
Of
us
course.
today. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
all listeners, and until the next time.